Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. On this video, there's a few things to negotiate about. So, as you all know, Manchester United have got 5 games remaining in the Premier League. And Solskjaer has confirmed we have to win every single one of these remaining games to finish in the top 4. Now, as it stands at the moment, we are just 5 points behind Chelsea, and I think we are 4 points behind Leicester. Now, like I said, Tino, we need to get qualification for the Champions League, and Solskjaer is recently talking about the importance of Champions League qualification, because if we get qualification for the Champions League, it will help us have more of a competitive summer transfer window, and plus we will generate money. So Solskjaer is demanding maximum points. Obviously, there's a great chance of us winning 2 trophies this season, because we are into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We do play Chelsea on the 19th of July. And like I said, we haven't won the FA Cup since 2016, and that was under the Louis van Gaal era. And of course, the Europa League, that's a chance for us winning a trophy, because we're more or less into the last 8 of the Europa League, because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. But we haven't won a trophy yet under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. And that was, when we won the Europa League and the League Cup in Jose Mourinho's first season at the football club. But like Solskjaer said not too long ago, we haven't got an easy run-in. We have got points to prove against the teams that we struggled against earlier on in the season. We've got Aston Villa tonight. We're due with them earlier on in the season, 2-2 at Old Trafford. We've got Southampton coming up soon. We're due with them early on in the season. We've got Palace coming up soon. We lost to them early on in the season, 2-1. We've got West Ham coming up. We lost to them early on in the season, 2-0, so we have got points to prove. I've already given you my preview for the Aston Villa Man United game, haven't I? Of course, we've got a very, very good record against Aston Villa. We're unbeaten in our last 20 away games against them. We have not lost at Villa Park since 1995, and that's when I think we lost at 3-1. So that's around 25 years ago now. And we've only lost one of our last 42 Premier League games against Aston Villa, and that defeat came back in 2010. I think we'd lost by 1-0 at Old Trafford. So we are looking to extend our unbeaten run to 17 games in all competitions, because as it stands at the moment, we are unbeaten in our last 16 games in all competitions, and I think we are unbeaten in our last 9 league games. And I think this is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. And all of that. As you all know, for the last 3 games, Solskjaer's gone with the exact same team. And that's the first time we've done that since November 2006, which is around 14 years ago now. I also yesterday gave you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of the game. He has provided us with some news regarding Victor Lindelof. The story's coming out saying that Victor Lindelof is going to be a doubt for the game tonight. He did sustain a back injury in the 5-2 win against Bournemouth. So if Victor Lindelof cannot play, then Eric Bailly will play ahead of him. He also warned our players, did Solskjaer, that we've got to be aware of Jack Grealish. Because Solskjaer knows how much of a threat that Jack Grealish can pose. Don't forget, Jack Grealish did sustain a knock in Aston Villa's 2-0 defeat to Liverpool, but Dean Smith's confirmed he will be available. Don't forget, Jack Grealish is one of our priority targets. I think Jack Grealish is valued at around £50 million. Villa said quite a few weeks ago that they've revealed their asking price and they want around £80 million for him. But if Aston Villa get relegated, then I'm sure, he won't cost 80 million. You'd maybe get him for like 40 or £50 million. You had Tim Sherwood, the former Villa boss, recently saying that his move to Man United is a done deal, as Jack Grealish is. But then you've had Jack Grealish's agent saying that, Jack Grealish has not agreed to come to Man United. He's denied these rumours as his agent. Now, it did say quite a few weeks ago that Jack Grealish had allegedly told his friends that he'd bought a house near our Carrington training ground. So it said, reflected on that, he was close to joining Manchester United. Jack Grealish does want to leave Aston Villa because, he feels as though now he's far too good for Villa, and Villa cannot match his ability. They cannot match his ability. Up until this point, Jack Grealish has spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. He's been a Villa player since the age of 6, and he's been in their senior squad since 2014. And he has become an integral part of their team. He's flourished under Dean Smith's guidance, and he's still got a contract with Villa until 2023. So we are still looking to get him on the board. But as you all know, we're the ones fighting for a top 4 finish, and Villa are facing a relegation battle. So Villa know from their perspective that this is a must-win game for them. Tyrone Mings, he recently got injured, but I think he will be playing tonight. They've got a few other injuries as well, Aston Villa. I think it said they've got Tom Eaton now, Wesley, and Matthew Targett. In that. But I'm very, very convinced we're going to win this game. Of course, as well, Solskjaer had mentioned David De Gea during the press conference. Because obviously, David De Gea's about to overtake Peter Schmeichel on appearances. And Solskjaer did say that David De Gea has been one of the best goalkeepers in the world for the last 9, or is it 10 years, he mentioned. This has been David De Gea's 9th season at Manchester United. He is approaching now his 10th year at the football club. And I think overall, David De Gea is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, reflecting on what he's achieved at the football club, because he has won everything here domestically. He's also won individual awards, reflects on his good run of performances, and David De Gea is nearly on 400 appearances for us in all competitions. I think analysing it, David De Gea has had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at Man United, because I think in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the mistakes he has made, because he has made a lot of calamitous mistakes. David De Gea has been with us since the Ferguson era. We got him from Atletico Madrid for £17 million back in 2011. And I did say, didn't I, when David De Gea does eventually leave Manchester United, he will go back to Spain. The main explanations, he's born in Spain, relatives are from Spain. He was close to joining Real Madrid in 2015, but due to a fax machine, his move to Real Madrid never materialised. Of course, last year, David De Gea signed a 4-year deal with the football club worth around £375,000 a week. We know that for the remainder of this season, David De Gea is going to be our number 1 goalkeeper, and I think next season he's going to remain our number 1 goalkeeper. Some Man United fans would like to see Dean Henderson as our number 1, but Solskjaer did say quite a few weeks ago regarding Dean Henderson, he said he's not ready to become Man United's number 1 goalkeeper as yet. But he did say he expects Dean Henderson to be England's number 1 goalkeeper and Manchester United's number 1 goalkeeper in the future. So he probably means the foreseeable future. We won't get rid of Dean Henderson permanently because we do see him as a long-term replacement for David De Gea. Obviously, he's staying on loan with Sheffield United for the remainder of this season. Recently, his loan got extended. This has been Dean Henderson's 2nd season on loan with Sheffield United. And I've got to say, he has been Sheffield United's player of the season as Dean Henderson. He's had a few other loan spells as well with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We got Dean Henderson back in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him as a 14-year-old. So there you go. Also, too, Solskjaer reacted, to Nemanja Matic signing his new contract recently, because on Monday it got confirmed by the club that Matic had signed a 3-year contract at Manchester United to keep him at the club until 2023. And it wasn't too long ago that we'd extend his contract by a further 12 months. I think we've given Matic this new contract, reflecting on his good run of performances. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, Matic was behind the likes of, Pereira, Fred and McTominay, but I think he's just performed really, really well. And I've been surprised in a way. This has now been Matic's third season at the club. We got him for around £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. But he really, really has become an integral part of our team. And Solskjaer believes that, McTominay could learn off Matic, because since the resumption of the season, McTominay hasn't really played, but before he was getting a lot of game time. But McTominay, don't forget, is a lot younger than Matic, so he's going to learn some things off him anyway. So that was obviously, very, very good. Solskjaer did also say he feels vindicated in the decision to let Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez leave the football club, because they both left the football club last summer. They went to Inter Milan. Lukaku joined Inter Milan for £70 million. It was Inter Milan got him permanently. And Sanchez went to Inter Milan on loan, don't forget. But Solskjaer did say, he feels vindicated about that. And he feels vindicated about that. But I'm very, very convinced that we can finish the season on a high. Like I said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is now safe, which is, very, very good. Because earlier on in the season, he was under so much pressure at Manchester United. I thought at one point he was going to get the sack, because earlier on in the season, our football was atrocious. Our results were very, very poor. Earlier on in the season, we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, a lot of the decisions Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was making weren't right. Like I said, he didn't really have a plan A, or didn't really have a plan B earlier on in the season. But I've already given you the main explanations why Solskjaer did not get sacked from Manchester United, because like I said, the signing of Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Fernandes has definitely made the difference in the team. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career as Bruno Fernandes. I think Fernandes has he got 6 or 7 goals for United. 6 or 7 goals for United since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon in January. We got Bruno Fernandes in a deal worth £65 million, with add-ons included. And I think he signed, was it like a 5.5-year deal? In nearly every single Premier League match, Bruno Fernandes has been given man of the match, reflecting on his good run of performances. But he does look very, very effective in that number 10, does Bruno Fernandes. And I think with Solskjaer being a club legend, that could also play a part in it as well, because Solskjaer was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. I think, this unbeaten run plays a part in it as well. Our last defeat was 2-0 to Burnley at Old Trafford back in January. Don't forget, we've done very, very well against the Big Six sides this season. We've taken like 18 points against the Big Six sides this season. We've beaten City 3 times this season out of the 4 times we've played them. We've drew with Liverpool. Solskjaer's beaten Tottenham twice as a manager. We've beaten Chelsea 3 times this season. We've beaten Leicester once this season. So that also, plays a part in it. But like I said, Solskjaer will be Manchester United manager next season, even if we weren't to get qualification for the Champions League, because I think he does deserve at least another season at the club, because it is a transition period. And like I said to you before, it has been a transition period for a while. Solskjaer has now been at the football club 18 months. He's been at the football club 18 months. Like I said, we've improved in the transfer market under him. So far, Solskjaer's recommended 5 players into the football club and spent just over £200 million on them. Got them in the 2 previous transfer windows, because he didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. I think over 20 players have left Man United since Solskjaer came in. Don't forget, when Solskjaer first got appointed as Manchester United manager, He said everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including, the young players as well. And more or less he has done this. And, the young players, like I said, have been given their chances this season. I think Solskjaer's promoted the youth, very, very well. He really, really has. So I've got to also, give him credit for that. But now, Solskjaer, since this tactical change, things have improved. Of course, I think he now knows his best 11. I think he also knows his best formation. Don't forget earlier on in the season, Solskjaer was making a lot of rotation in the squad, but was making a lot of rotation reflecting on the injuries we'd had. We've more or less now got a fully fit squad. Our only injuries are Phil Jones, Alex Tuanzebe, and and Victor Lindelof. But prior to that, we have got a fully fit squad. As you all know, this season a lot, Solskjaer has gone with the 4-2-3-1 formation. I think he's going to stick with that formation, to be quite honest. A few times he's gone with a 5-3-2. A few times he's gone with a 3-4-1-2. A few times he's gone with the 4-3-3. But there you go. But I'm very convinced that we can win a title under Solskjaer. And if we can do that, it will be our 21st title. Because as it stands at the moment, we've won 20 titles, 13 of them Premier Leagues. So as it stands at the moment, we are the most successful team in England. But, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. This has now been the 7th season that we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. It's the 7th season we've failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And like I said to you, next season, our expectations will be to challenge for the title. And Solskjaer's made an admission saying that we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. I don't expect us, to make 4 signings in the summer transfer window. Maybe we could make 1, maybe we could make 2. Maybe we won't spend a lot of money in the summer transfer window. Like I said to you yesterday, I think there's a lot of uncertainty for the summer transfer window. I'm still unsure what our transfer budget's going to be. I think clubs are going to decide on their transfer budgets when a decision is made on when fans can go back to games. But the summer transfer window will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer's already confirmed our transfer priorities. He's looked at the areas where he thinks Man United need to strengthen up. Of course, he's looking to recommend a right winger in. He's looking to recommend a centre defensive midfielder in. Also looking to recommend a striker in. There's still some reports saying that Solskjaer wants to recommend a centre half in, even though we have got around 7 centre halves in the team. But we shall see what happens. Like I said to you as well, we are facing a bit of a dilemma regarding the contracts. We have extended a lot of players' contracts, to be fair, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in. But, we've still got around 8 players' contracts that do expire next year. So Solskjaer's got to make a decision on this. The 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year is Juan Matters, but there's an option of a further year, I think. Also 2 Pogba's, Lee Grant's, Romero's, Joe Pereira's, I think, Rojo's, Tuanzebe's, Lingard's, Pereira's. Their contracts do expire next year. So we have got to make a decision on them. Like I said to you, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think, is going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. At least 5 players. So we are going to generate money that way. We're looking to get rid of more of the deadwood. I think we're going to try and get rid of Phil Jones. We're also going to try and get rid of Chris Smalling on a permanent transfer. We're also going to try and get rid of Rojo on a permanent transfer. Smalling's out on loan with Rome at the moment. Rojo's out on loan at Estudiantes. We're going to look to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're also going to look to get rid of Andres Pereira. It'd be very, very good if we could get rid of Sanchez on a permanent transfer as well. So we're definitely going to get rid of more players. As you all know, our net debt is just over 429 million. That got confirmed the other month when Ed Woodward had confirmed our financial figures. because it said our debt had risen up by almost £130 million. But don't forget, Woodward said the other month that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. But he did say, we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So he ruled out big transfers to Manchester United and all of that. Now, as you all know, yesterday I give you the news on Paul Pogba, didn't I? Solskjaer wants Paul Pogba to commit his long-term future with Manchester United. He wants him to commit his long-term future with Manchester United. And he's hopeful that, Paul Pogba will sign a new contract at the football club, a long-term contract that is. Like I said, at the moment, Pogba's got just under a year left on his contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. As it stands at the moment, Paul Pogba is our most expensive signing, because we did pay £89 million for him. And on Paul Pogba's current contract at the moment, he is on just under £300,000 a week. But I think Paul Pogba is open to signing a new contract. I think we've entered negotiations, or we're about to enter negotiations over, giving him a new long-term contract at the football club. Got to make an admission regarding Paul Pogba. Since the resumption of the season, he's made a fantastic impact. His combination with Bruno Fernandes in our midfield's also been very, very good. And that's another thing that's looked very, very good. The combinations in the team. Lindelof's done well alongside Maguire. Pogba's done well alongside Fernandes. Rashford, Greenwood and Martial have all combined very, very well together in that attacking line. So that's something else I'm also very, very impressed with. Like I said earlier on in the season, I didn't really have a perception on Paul Pogba because he was out with injury. He was out with an ankle injury for a while. But I've had a perception on him, since the resumption of the season. Paul Pogba will be at Manchester United next season, more than likely. But at one point, it was looking likely he was going to be leaving the football club because don't forget, last summer, Real Madrid were relentlessly linked with Paul Pogba. We wanted around 180 million for Pogba last summer, and that's the main explanation why his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise, because Real Madrid were not willing to pay 180 million. But Pogba said last summer he wanted to leave Man United because he was seeking for a new challenge. Don't forget. Obviously, there was stories about Paul Pogba going back to Juventus, because Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. And don't forget, Pogba's agent Mino Raiola was talking with Juventus, and spoken with Juventus and Real Madrid in the past, because in the last couple of years, Mino Raiola has been trying to get his client a transfer away from Man United completed. There were stories about him possibly going to PSG before. Barcelona have also been in for him in the past as well. But we now know he's staying at Manchester United, is Paul Pogba. I think we made a mistake by getting rid of him when he was younger, because we did have him under the Alex Ferguson era. But I think the main explanation why we had to let him go was, due to limited appearances. Like I said, Pogba so far has won 2 trophies at the football club, and that was the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. I think he's nearly made now 140 appearances for the club in all competitions since he rejoined from Juventus back in 2016. Don't forget, Pogba endured a very, very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era, But yes, so Solskjaer wants him to commit his long-term future at Manchester United. So the news regarding Paul Pogba. Like I said, Solskjaer's been talking a lot about Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood's been in scintillating form. Mason Greenwood's got 15 goals for the football club this season in all competitions. Don't forget, Solskjaer did recently say that Mason Greenwood is ready to play for England at senior level. And he said that, Mason Greenwood is way ahead of him at the same age. And he said he's much better finisher than Wayne Rooney was at the same age. This has been Mason Greenwood's first full season in our senior squad. And he has, done very, very well and looks very, very effective on that right-hand side, does Mason Greenwood and all of that. But like I said, I'm hopeful that we can, challenge for the title next season. And, I hope to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a foreseeable future for Man United. I hope to say, I think Solskjaer now just got under 2 years left on his Man United contract, because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract. the main explanation why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got the job permanently, you know, was reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. Another good thing as well, you know, reflecting on how long Solskjaer's been with us so far, he has gained managerial experience. Because, you know, Man United is the third club in his managerial career. You know, before he was with us, he was at Molde, won a couple of Norwegian titles with Molde, and before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. You know, enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. Only managed 29 games for Cardiff, but the main explanation why I got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up, you know, getting Cardiff relegated and that. So that's also another good thing. But like I've said to you, know, recently I've been getting glimpses of the Alex Ferguson days in this, you know, 16-game unbeaten run, you know. And like I said, you know, we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. You know, Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United, endured 22 years of success, because don't forget, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. So it took him time to settle in, but Ferguson did win a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. And I don't think anyone will replicate Ferguson's legacy, or no one will last as long as Ferguson did, but I still think, you know, we can get back to where we want to be under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. We've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho and that. So we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. But there's been a lot of problems at the club for several years, you know, problems with the club's board, problems with the likes of Ed Woodward and the Glazers, because, you know, we've been critical of them for several years. You know, there's a lot of problems with Solskjaer early on in the season, a lot of problems with players. I think, you know, there's been cultural problems at the club for a long time. We've made mistakes in the last 7 years, and that's one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent. Recruitment policy's been poor. We spent close to the £1 billion range on players. We've recruited over 30-odd players since the Alex Ferguson era. We've also overpaid for players as well, so let's just put that into the equation. But don't forget, Solskjaer did say quite a few weeks ago now that he will avoid buying any rotten apples in the summer transfer window. He warned our players that he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. So this is something Solskjaer has also confirmed as well. You already know the news, don't you, regarding Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Don't forget the deadline's been set. Dortmund have told us that we've got until the 10th of August to sign Sancho, or the deal is off. Sancho did say, though, he could put a transfer request in if Dortmund refused to let him leave. We've not yet put a bid in for him yet. You know, there were stories coming out the other week saying that Sancho's agreed personal terms with Man United, and it said he agreed a 5-year contract and that worth 140 grand a week, but no fee has yet come to an agreement. You know, I think Dortmund are now looking for a replacement for Jadon Sancho, because I still think they are convinced that he does want to leave. You know, Jadon Sancho is our number 1 priority target, as you all know. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. I'll be doing another video soon. Your reaction for the Villa game probably will be tomorrow morning. If not, if I've got time, I will be doing it tonight. So anyway, take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.